Internet safety expert. She's testified before Congress 4 times. Author of Kids Online, Protecting Your Children in Cyberspace. Caring for Kids God's Way presents Donna Rice Hughes, helping kids be safe on the internet.
What we're going to do is we're going to go over Internet Safety 101. I'm going to try to teach you what we have found over the years will help equip you to better protect your kids on the internet. In other words, don't pull the plug on the internet. You're going to pull the plug on some of the sections of the internet. But how can you teach your kids to be safe on the internet so that they learn the good side of the internet? It's going to be part of their life, forever. So you want to teach them safety at home. That's the best place, or at school. And then we're going to cover a few more points. Now, if you'll get out your rules and tools, you'll see rules and tools at the top, a guideline for parents, guardians, and educators. We're not going to go over all of these because we don't have enough time, but some of the very basics. Teach your children never to give out personal information ever, under any circumstances should they give out personal information to someone that they don't know. Okay, so if it's a profile, even though it's in their own private little site on a social networking site, a lot of people can see it that they don't know, oftentimes, okay? And what we've also done under these rules and tools, just to incentivize you, not that you're not incentivized already, but just in case, we have put some stories or statistics underneath each rule and tool to remind you of why this is important, why you're going to be taking the time and the effort to implement a given rule or tool. Online photos. In all the years I've been doing this, we always said no online photos. Now with social networking site, it's all about online photos. So if you're going to let your kids on these sites, be very careful about the kind of online photo you allow them to put up. I recommend they don't put up any. Put up a cartoon, Even an innocent headshot with a school picture can attract a predator because he may like the cute blue-eyed blonde, You see what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. Keep the computer in a public area of the house. This is very important. I'm sure you know this, or you're already doing it. It just helps you to supervise what your kids are doing. It also helps you to interact with them, what you want to do, and build trust around the computer and everything else. Keep lines of communication open. Know your kids' online activities and friends. You've got to ask them. Who's that? Who's this person? If some of my friends' kids are into Xbox, and they're playing games with people that they don't know. That can be potentially dangerous. Instruct your child never to plan a face-to-face meeting. Always disallow chat rooms. In my opinion, there is no good reason to have your child in a chat room. Okay? Limit instant messaging. The technology tools will actually allow you to select buddy list with your child so that people who are not approved in their buddy list can't contact the child. Now just remember, your child can change the buddy list when you leave the room, so you need to kind of check on that. And have online rules and an agreement with your child about their computer use inside your home and also at the neighbor's home, because there are other access points, remember. In your handouts, you will actually find a sample agreement, youth contract agreement, that you can use. You can use it in its entirety, or you can use it as a model to create your own. And we highly recommend that. As far as tools go, there are a lot of software tools available. We don't have time to go into them. We have a tremendous amount of information at enough.org to help you select what type of filtering and monitoring tools you should look for. I think the easiest are the server-based solutions. You always want to have filters on. There's no reason a child should be on the computer without an internet filter. Why? Remember accidental access? The filter can read all the innocent word searches and all the sites like boys.com that look like they're innocent. They know that, and they'll screen it out. Very important piece of software to have on your computers. Okay. Next, we just included, if you think that this will be useful, what we're calling our Parents Pledge, and really in a buddy list, just as something for you and your spouse or a friend to say, you know what, we are going to try to set some goals of when we want to have these safety rules and software tools in place in our home. And of course, this is up to you. But I just want to encourage you that every day you do not have the basic internet safety rules and tools in place, as every day the pornographer and the predator has potential access to your children. Okay, these next few slides are in your work text. We're not going to be able to cover them in any great detail. But if you're going to let your kids online at an early age, be sure to use what we call a whitelist, which is a group of pre-selected, pre-approved internet sites that are child-friendly, and that's the only place your child can go. So it's not really the internet, okay? It's a subset of the internet, and there are some services like that available. And you can also introduce your kids to computers just through computer games, which I think is the safest. Ages 8 to 11, if you're going to let them on the internet at this age, use the most restrictive filter. And again, all the other tips to help you along the way are in your notes. Ages 12 to 14, again, set the filters accordingly. You may want to give them a little more latitude, but you still want to have a filter on. And remember, ages 12 to 14, no social networking sites. And remember, your kids can actually lie about their age and get on these sites, so you really need to be aware of what's going on. Ages 15 to 18, stay on top of your teens. They're very vulnerable. I believe still that they're safest if they're not on the social networking sites. And really the very best thing you can do as a parent is to have open and honest communication with your kids. You know, you don't want them to be fearful to tell you what they're encountering on the internet and that you're going to freak out and pull the plug and everything else, okay? Because remember, even if they come across pornography or predator, it's oftentimes not their fault, all right? Here's a list of some questions to get the ball rolling, to start conversations with your kids about what they're doing if you haven't done this already. Have you seen pictures on the internet that make you feel uncomfortable, etc., etc.? Has anyone ever asked you for personal information, and on and on? Some warning signs we've also included for you. Too much time online. Here's a telltale one. The computer screen changes when you walk in the room. Now, that doesn't mean they're into dangerous areas, but they're up to something they don't want you to know about. So, and I also want to let you know that at Enough is Enough, we have a very extensive victims resource list. So it's there to help you. At Enough is Enough, we are working on a national effort, if you will, because we see the responsibility of protecting kids as a partnership between the public, which is the parent and the child giver, the technology industry, and the legal community, which is Congress and law enforcement, and then, of course, the faith-based community. So we're actively working on this issue with other groups.